Yeah.
Another big thing for you is carbon and
Yep.
traveling in a virtual world instead of traveling in reality, as we often have to do. There's obviously a huge power cost difference.
Yeah, funny you bring that up today. During my speech, I talked about making San Francisco carbon neutral, literally carbon neutral by 2020. We're already the most prolific city in the United States in terms of advancing our local climate protection plans. But transportation still is the most vexing. And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, one thing we're focusing more and more is telecommuting and providing the incentive for people to stay at home and to participate in taking advantage of these type technologies. So that is a good part of the natural extension, that narrative as it relates to the environmental consciousness that we're all trying to advance, and appropriately so.
When you look at what businesses are really doing in the virtual world, what they're doing is they're having meetings. They're saving on travel costs. When we take a look anecdotally at what people are actually doing, what the IBMs and the Suns and many, many smaller businesses and the two guys in a garage businesses are doing in Second Life, what they're actually doing is they're doing collaboration and communication.
Oh, I love it. In fact, we're actually, when I talked about that carbon offset plan, we're actually prescribing a price to all of our travel for the first time as city employees. They will actually have to pay the true cost of that trip. And we're doing through our local carbon offset, we're actually going out of the budgets of these departments, and that trip to Seattle, so to speak, that flight, will instead of costing $152, will cost $163. And that net difference, that $12, will go to offset the cost or the carbon emission by planting trees or doing whatever the local initiative is about. Look, the more you talk, the more I appreciate just fundamentally the thing that makes a city in terms of one we're trying to build and a governance structure around that, and what you're trying to do so similar, and that is the aspirational components, not as we are, but as we can be. That quality of imagination that we all talk about in the political and rural world being advanced in very principal and significant ways in the virtual world. And what that ultimately creates is a mindset that stretches the imagination and I think becomes inherent then in the psyche of the individual and is carried forward in the real world. And I think that's
Absolutely.
profoundly significant. And that's not just coming from your marketing brochure. I haven't even read that. But I really sense that, and I think that's the natural fascination for people,
Yeah.
and the importance, and it's something that I appreciate very much.